In this lesson we're going to take a look at making screws in Blender using the screw button in the mesh tools. So let's start off by clearing our window of these objects that we don't need. Go ahead and right click to select, hold the shift key down, X key to delete. I'm going to set up a workspace that helps me to show you what we're doing. I'm going to split the windows to a 3D window and also split the buttons window and just reconfigure this some. Go ahead and join these areas down here. And this gives me a small window and also a tall window because some of these screw objects turn out to be kind of tall. So because we're doing a small screen capture here, this will give us a little more room to see what's going on. Okay, and switch over to our edit buttons and select the cube and go into edit mode. And I'm going to center up here on the Mesh Tools mini menu. Okay, so how do we get started with this? Well, we're going to go into our Mesh menu and select Vertices Merge. And we're going to merge at cursor or at center. I'm going to move this one vertex 2 units along the x-axis. Well, in fact, let's scoot it back a little bit. Now, holding the control and clicking the left mouse button, I'm going to make a line segment. And another segment. And another. So we have sort of a V segment that's going to be the edge of the screw, and then also a segment that's going to become the part between the threads. So that part's going to be the thread right there, and then that short segment above is going to be the part between the threads. Okay. Alright, now we're going to snap the cursor to this selected vertex using the Shift S snap menu and do an A to all select. And I'm going to come over here into this menu. I'm going to set the steps. I'm going to increase them from 9 to, you can shift click in there and put something like 24 in there. And the number of turns. This is basically how many times it will wrap around. And I'm going to set up, say 10. Let's try that. Okay, everything looks good. Go ahead and hit the screw button, and it's going to ask me which window, so I'll choose this one. They're actually both the same. And voila, there we have a really cool looking screw. It looks like one of those big tapping screws to cut holes in things. A big fat screw. Alright, let's undo that with a Control Z. And I've tabbed out of edit mode for a minute. I accidentally moved my window there, but get back in a straight on view here. I'm going to duplicate and drag off some copies. I'm using a middle mouse button click to constrain this as I move it. Alright, let's go into edit mode, and we'll go ahead and hit the screw button and do this one again. It's just like the one we had earlier. Alright, and now let's go into the next one, and we're going to change this one up a bit. Let's move it over so we have some room. And let me show you how you can adjust the taper of your screw we're going to adjust the position of these vertices. And I didn't mean to press that add there. Sometimes when you hold your mouse button down too long, you get an add menu, and that happened to me there. It happens from time to time. So if you can see the imaginary line that runs through those 3 vertices there, we're going to do a Shift S and snap the cursor to this top vertex, and do an A for all select. And so we have a less steep angle now, and we're going to press the button and do screw, and you can see we have a narrower screw than we had before. This one looks like it'd be good for drilling a deep hole in something, like an auger. Alright, now I'm going to set this piece up nearly straight vertically. Alright, do a Shift S, snap cursor to selection. So I'm still adjusting that a little bit. Alright, do an A to select all. And press screw. Come over here and look what happened there. And I did not have the 3D cursor right there on the edge. I had it moved a little bit away from the edge, and you could see that gave me sort of a tube with this thread running down it. It's really not so much of a screw as it is, well, it's not a tapered screw, it is a screw, but alright, and now we're going to change this up some. Get this angle going out. And now we have to position that 3D cursor. It's positioned on the outside there, so yeah, you see what happened there. It always spins around the position of that 3D cursor, and so you need to pay attention where that's at. But that's pretty cool looking. So obviously you can make a lot of cool shapes with this, and experiment with the angles of the segments. That one could be a kind of a metal Christmas tree if we finished off the top. So let's come in here and look at this one more closely. You can see that these pieces of thread are connected there, and here they're not. They're not connected where they overlap. So we could do a remove doubles on that if we wanted to make sure all of those pieces were connected. So we'll do an all select, come back over to our mesh tools and remove doubles. It's got 217 doubles, and they're gone now. So everything should be all cool and tight on that. So yeah, have some fun. Experiment making screws in Blender.